Hey, I'm Stephanie, and it's time to talk about makeup. Welcome to this month's Partners in Cream Project Pan update. This project was initially started by Steph Lyons and Dalin here on YouTube, and I will, of course, link them below in case you'd like to check them out, which I definitely recommend. This project was basically created to inspire us and encourage us to give our cream products in our collection the lurv they deserve, since they do tend to expire faster than powder products. So let's get into things. I think this is the first update I've done for this project in 2 months, and I know that's a long time, but the reason is because I wasn't able to wear makeup for most of the summer, and I went into more detail as to why in my last video, so if you missed that and you're curious, I'll link it in the cards and the show notes so that you can catch up if you want. But basically, this is all to say that there wasn't as much progress as I normally would have expected of myself. But to be honest, for me, project panning is just a way for me to gently encourage myself to engage in behaviors that support my goals. And one of my goals this year is simply to be grateful for what I have. And one great way of being grateful for things is to enjoy them. And so, anytime I have a usage goal or I'm documenting usage, that's the sort of thing that gently reminds me to dive into using the things that I know that I really enjoy using. So, yeah, I see any progress as fine. So let's get into the first thing on the list, which is this Tarte Colored Clay CC Under Eye Corrector. I used this a total of 16 times in the past month. Now, that might seem like a lot. It is a lot for some products, but for me, this is the sort of thing I use every day when I do my makeup because I have really dark circles. Concealer, it doesn't matter how high coverage it is, it just doesn't cut it. I still have dark circles even with a high coverage concealer, and so under eye corrector really helps me. But there's a couple of reasons why I haven't been using this one quite as much. And one of them I will get into later on with one of the other products, but one of the main reasons is because this one is really getting to the end. When you take a closer look at this, I realize there's still a lot left in here because a little goes a long way, but I think I could potentially use this up by the end of the year. And one of the things I'm beginning to think about is, would I want to repurchase this? Up until now, this has been my favorite under eye corrector. But at Christmas time last year, I was given a couple of other under eye correcting products, and they're sealed. They have never been opened. And so I thought now, while I still have some of this left, would be a good time for me to start using those other products so that I could get a feel for those in comparison to this one. So that's why this one has been used a little bit less than in the past, but I feel like I'm still making really excellent progress on it, and I'm definitely still happy that I have some left so that I can do these tests. The next item is one I have really been enjoying all year, and it's this Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Duo in Intensity 1. It's a cream bronzer, cream highlight. It just makes me happy. I think the reason I like it so much, I've been trying to compare it to other things in my collection more actively. And I think one of the reasons I like this one so much really is the color. Even though I don't tend to get this, intensely tan when I'm bronzy, this is definitely kind of like the color family that I'm in. So it looks natural on my skin. So I think the biggest reason I'm a fan of this is the color for me personally. But the formula is easy to use. It's easy to blend. It has a really nice finish. It has long staying power. So I have no complaints about this product, except for maybe the fact that it's a little bit too intense in the winter. So I do have to make sure I go in with a light hand. But because it's so easy to blend out, I can still use this all year round. I just have to use less of it. As for the balm, I'm still enjoying it. I never thought I would enjoy a clear balm highlighter as much as I do. This is the only one I've ever used, so I have nothing to compare it to. But, it's the finish of it is really nice. It kind of leaves a nice satiny sheen on the cheek. It's not like, a wet, sweaty look. It's just, It's a glow, it's there, but it's subtle and I enjoy that. It's also a very nice base. What I've actually been doing recently that I've really liked is I'll tap some of this on the high points of my cheek, and then I'll go in with like kind of like a natural powder highlighter. For example, I have one from Charlotte Tilbury that I feel like just leaves a very nice satiny glow. And so I will tap this on my cheekbones. I'll use a fan brush with that Charlotte Tilbury brush. I'll just kind of brush a light layer of it to set this. And I feel like it just amps it up just a little bit. And it still looks natural, but it just has a little bit more oomph. And so I've really been enjoying that. I used this a total of 15 times this month. And once again, I used it less than normal for the same reason as the under eye corrector. I've been trying to more actively compare this to other things in my collection to really figure out exactly what it is that makes this one so special to me. And the conclusion I've come to so far, and I'm still really going through stuff and really experimenting. But so far, I really think it's the color. I think the color was just made for me. Now we come to the only lipstick I currently have in the collection, and that is this one from Gucci in the shade Katrin Sand. This is a very sheer formula. The color is peachy with very orange undertones. And what I like about this lipstick is it's sheer. And so it's very easy to wear. But you know how sometimes sheer lipsticks, like even though you'll be able to see the pigment on the lips, what'll happen is like over time, the pigments will like creep into the lip lines. That doesn't happen with this one. So I'm a huge fan of this. It's comfortable to wear. It looks beautiful as long as it's on. It doesn't have the most longevity. I'd say it's like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 hours, depending on how much coffee I'm drinking. But all in all, when I'm looking for like a comfortable sheer lipstick, I'm not necessarily caring about longevity. Stage stuff is different. When I'm on stage, I want something that's going to stick to my lips like a magnet for, you know, a 3-hour show and look flawless. But like those lipsticks aren't comfortable. This one, I also love reapplying it because it's got this beautiful kind of like, I don't know, violet candy scent, maybe? Is that what that is? Whatever it is, I like it. It's right up my alley. It's not too intense. It's like the perfect scent. I enjoy it. I only used this 8 times, despite the fact that I enjoy it so much. But the reason for that was because in my 22 and 22 project pan, and the update for that is coming soon, wow, I had so many lip products in there. So it was a wonder that I wore this at all. So I think for the context of my current circumstances, eight applications of this was actually really great. Next up, we have this Juice Beauty Last Looks Cream Blush in shade 4, Flesh. This, along with my Bobbi Brown Pot Rouge in Powder Pink, those two blushes, first of all, I feel like this blush and that blush work really well together, but both of them are like, they're very natural colors when I wear them. This one is a very natural flush. It's just slightly ruddy, but not really. The other one is just definitely more like pink and youthful, but this one is just very natural. And I feel like I can like bathe in this and it's not too much. And I just really enjoy the experience of using this. I ended up using it a total of 15 times. Also not so much, but I don't know. I've just been having, ever since I got back to wearing makeup, to be honest, I've just had so much fun putting it all on my face that like focusing on specific products is a little bit hard. But I feel like that's a good problem to have. So I'm not really worried. And the last item we'll be talking about today is my IT Cosmetics CC cream in the shade Medium. Now, this product has been quite a journey this month, and there's actually several reasons behind that. Number one, if you look at this package, you might notice it's different than the package I showed you in my last update, and that's because this is a new bottle. The other one was like this massive bottle of it. I mean, it was probably like 3 times the size of this, and it had been decluttered to me from my aunt. Now, I have no idea how old it was because it was just given to me, but it had been, traveling with me for a while. It was pretty darn banged up, and I just noticed that I didn't like the way it was sitting on my face, but I wasn't sure if it's because my skin has been changing, because it definitely has. I feel like my skin is getting a lot oilier. The consistency is changing. I don't know if it's just like an age thing or if it's like something I'm eating or some cream I'm using. I don't know. I'm in the midst of trying to figure that out. But I just noticed like the product wasn't sitting like it normally does on my face. And then second of all, I got a new mirror like with a light, and it's like a 5 times and 10 times magnifying mirror. And oh my gosh, you see every pore and every fine line on your face in that thing. And I like that because it's like constructive criticism for my makeup time, you know? But when I looked at the way the product was sitting on my face in that mirror, I was horrified. Horrified. Like, I saw all of these pores, all of these fine lines, and I was like, what? And it's funny because when I looked in like the other mirror, I didn't like it as much as I had in the past, but like it looked fine. But when I looked in this other mirror, I was like, ah, like it was a horror film for me. And I was just like, what is going on? But then I thought to myself, you know what? This product, for all I know, could be 15 years old. I was like, maybe I should try a new bottle. And It Cosmetics had actually sent this one to me. Like, I'm not on their PR list or anything, but I had worked as a brow model for them a couple of years ago. And so every once in a while, I'll get a new CC cream from them. And so luckily, I got this from them, and I was able to try it. And I do have to say, it was much better. So that product was too old, so I just tossed it, and I've started using this tube of it instead. Now, when it comes to actually the way it's sitting on my skin, like I said, the changes in my current skin, like the oiliness and everything, I think is affecting the way this is sitting on the skin. And also that new mirror is really just confusing me. But like with every product, not just this one. So I'm actually not sure what I think of this anymore since my skin has started changing. So I guess it's good that it's in this project because, you know, it'll give me a better idea, especially because in my 22 and 22 project pan, I have 2 other kind of like BBCC creams in there. So like it's been really interesting because I've been able to compare 3, and it's really kind of blowing my mind. So I don't know. I might have to do a dedicated video just about this whole situation because, to be honest, it's been like taking up a lot of space in my brain. And that, my friends, was the update. I'm going to keep all of these products in the project for next month. I'm going to keep working on them because I am enjoying all of them. And this one, my interest has been rekindled in it because I have to relearn how to use it. And so, I don't know, I'm really interested to see what the future relationship between me and this product will be. So yeah, if that sort of thing sounds interesting and suspenseful to you, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next update. Other than that, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a wonderful week and that we can all remember that even stumbling can be a form of moving forward. So let's stumble in style.